Hey y'all, this is Amanda and welcome back to my Texas Zone 8A garden. And right now during the summer is one of my favorite times of the season. That's the time where Lowe's puts a whole bunch of their plants on clearance. So I want to show you all the plants that I picked up from the haul and talk to you a little bit about what I'm going to do with them and how to care for plants that have been sitting on the clearance rack. Okay, so Lowe's generally puts a bunch of their plants on clearance throughout the year, but in summer, it's usually about mid-June, they put a whole bunch on at the same time, which is really, really exciting. Now, typically a lot of these plants are out there for a couple of reasons. Either they're dying, they're not as attractive, they haven't grown as large as the other plants, or they're just kind of out of season. So what I want to do is show you all the plants that I got, and then let's talk about how to take care of them. Okay, we're on the back porch because I just can't hang out in the sun. It is so hot already here. The humidity is ridiculous. But here is my plant haul. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit about why I choose particular plants. Now, I love at this time of year with Lowe's when they put all these on clearance, I love to really focus on perennials. Perennials tend to be more expensive. They're also things that are going to stick with me year after year, whereas like annuals, if you buy annuals at this time of year on the clearance section for Lowe's, you may only get another 2, 3, 4 months of growing from them and then you're done. And so the perennials I feel like are a really good investment, especially because they're usually discounted by at least 50%. I think they're a really good investment, and I really think even if they have some damage or they've dried out a little bit or they're struggling a little bit, perennials have a way better chance of coming back than a lot of annuals. So let's talk about some of the different things I got. Now, there are some annuals in here, so let's start with the annuals. I ended up picking up this basket, which is a Monrovia basket. It's a lantana combination, so it has lantana, but it also has creeping Jenny coming out of it. I think the lantana is yellow and orange because I see a little bit of orange tucked in here, yellow, white, and orange, and then of course the creeping Jenny. And this is regularly $29.98, and I believe, I'm not very good at what there's, I think maybe I paid like $7 to $10 for this. I'll have to go online and look at the codes, and then I can put the numbers down there for you. But that's its regular price is $30. And it does say, it doesn't list which varieties that it has in here. Now, this is annuals, and my idea for this is I literally was just going to take this out of the container and pop this in a big pot out in full sun and just really enjoy it. So even at like 50% off, $15, not bad at all. Another annual for me is this guy right here. This is a Mandeville vine. This is a vining Mandeville vine. I believe it's red from what I can tell. And it is full sun. And its size is about 12 to 18 inches. I think it gets a little bit taller, more wild than that. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm actually going to be putting this on one of the trellises along the back wall of the backyard. I was wanting to put a passion vine, but I'm just not interested in it spending that money right now. So I thought this would be fun for the rest of the summer just to allow this to grow up and have those bright red flowers. The next annuals I got 3 coleus, and this variety of coleus is called Campfire Coleus, and kind of like a really it's got almost like a rusty feel to it, and then the other side of the leaves are like a dark burgundy color. And this guy is really $9.98, so I believe these were $6 each. Now, I chose these plants in particular. They had a lot that were just like a single stem, and I tried to choose the plants that had multiple stems within it, potentially multiple plants. This one looks like it has 2 plants, this one looks like it has 2 plants, and this one looked like it had 2 plants as well. And these are going to be planted in a container in the back of the garden as well, in a shaded area. It's shaded by the willow area, and I love to have coleus, especially for the fall, and I do love to harvest coleus for cut flower arrangements. But we're really happy at about $6 each with these. I'll look up the prices of the larger ones. Now, let's switch over. This right here is a mix of perennials and annuals, and I bought this basically as a project for a planter. So I bought a centerpiece, which was a Proven Winners, and it is a luscious Royal Pina Colada Lantana, and it is supposed to be an annual in this area. grows to about 12 to 26 inches in height, and it's very small to start off with. This was $7 regular price, but I got it for $4. This will be the centerpiece of that container. And then around that container, I bought several of the blue days. This is called Gladiolus. And blue days, it's a trailing perennial with true blue flowers. And it is about 8 to 10 inches in height, 12 to 24 inches in width, so it will drop down a couple of feet. These were $4 each, so these will go around the yellow lantana. And then also as an accent to be mixed in with the blue days, I also picked up this Spotlight Lime Heart Ornamental Potato Vine. And this was $4. It is an annual and it's by Monrovia. I think this will be really pretty draping off the side of that container. So basically I bought for one whole project, and these will do really, really well with full sun in the summer. Okay, I needed to take a quick little break because sitting on the concrete is really hard, and of course everybody's mowing their lawn. But I did want to harvest some Gladiolus. These particular varieties I bought from Aldi's for very inexpensive, like $2 for like 20 bulbs. This first one right here, this pink one, is called Priscilla. And basically you really want to harvest Gladiolus when only 1 or 2 of the blooms are open at the base. So this one's a little late right here, but that's okay. I am going to be using them for my own personal use, not for selling or anything like that. And I was very happy getting those clearance bulbs, you know, tying in with my clearance plants that we're doing right now, because it was fun to try at just $2. It's a little bit later in the season than when we typically have Gladiolus blooming here, and that's because I didn't get them planted until later in the season. But these look good. These are really tall. I would say they're probably 36 to 48 inches tall. So there's 3 right there. Let's go get 4 right there. Let's go get another variety. These are so pretty. I love them. I love Gladiolus. They're very traditional, kind of classic look. They just bloom and bloom and bloom. I mean, each stem has probably a dozen blooms on it. Okay, and this variety right here, I believe it's called Trader Horn. I think that's right. Yes, Trader Horn. It's kind of like an orangey red tone. Once again, like I said, you want to harvest when it is the first couple of blooms are starting to open, the base. It's a good time to harvest them for your arrangements. These are perennial bulbs for me, so they will come back next year, which makes me even happier about my investment of only $2 for 20 bulbs. And it looks like I'll have another round in the next couple of days. Show you these up close. These are pretty. Some little spiders hanging out. I like the bold red. Almost a little bit of like a lipstick red, maybe a little bit more orange than that. These look great. You want to be careful that you're not picking up any kind of annuals. Like, I wouldn't pick up petunias right now for my area because they just don't do well with the heat. So you want to be careful which annuals you're picking up, making sure that they are going to go through the hottest times of your year. Now, next I picked up 3 Boxwoods. These are Japanese Boxwoods. This is a 2.5 quart, and they can get about 3 feet wide by 5 feet tall. And these were $12 each, and so I think I got these for like $7 each. And I actually bought these to put in some containers and to start working on some topiaries. And so I thought, yeah, this will be fun to do it at this time when they're less expensive and I'm exploring on how to make topiaries. So this will give me an opportunity to kind of play with it and see what I can do with them. Another perennial that I ended up picking up, and it doesn't look like much right now, but it's called Lyrical Rose Salvia, a beautiful pink salvia. It's a full sun perennial by Monrovia. and it is 8 to 24 inches high by 8 to 24 inches wide. I thought this would be really, really fun. It's looking worse for wear, but I'm going to show you how I'm going to clean it up. And then finally, I bought a series of cone flowers. The first variety is by Monrovia. This is Echinacea Sombrero Salsa. Sombrero Salsa Orange. It's about 18 to 20 inches tall by 22 to 24 inches wide, full sun. This guy is regularly $11, and so I believe I got him for $7. I forgot the salvia. It's regularly $11, so I must have got that one for $7 as well. But I got 2 of the Sombrero Salsa Orange. And then I bought 3 of these quart size. These are Powwow White Coneflower, and I've already grown this particular variety, and I love it. This was $7 each, so these were $4 each. And this is a perennial, and it is 16 to 24 inches tall by 12 to 16 inches wide. And I know this is really, really great, and I love its color. It has a beautiful bright yellow center, and it's great as a cut flower. Okay, so let's talk about, you've bought all these clearance plants, you're bringing them home, now what do? Well, if your plants are in great shape, you can obviously just go ahead and get them planted in your landscape. But sometimes you pick up a plant such as this one. This coneflower is not great looking. It's definitely got some leaves that are struggling. So one of the first things I like to do if I've got a plant that, I've bought on clearance and it's not looking the best it could, is I like to go through and I like to pull off any leaves that I don't look good. And I also like to cut back the flowers. So, and I know everybody's all like, no, not the flower. Yes, you want to cut off the bloom stalks so that your plant can concentrate on putting in great roots, putting out fresh foliage, less concentration of blooms. And remember, the main purpose of a plant when they're making blooms isn't to make pretty flowers for you. It's to make flowers to create seeds. And we do not want this guy focusing on seeds right now. We want this guy to focus on beautiful new growth and getting established in its new location. So even though, I've just taken this plant back significantly, it's going to be way better for the plant in the long run. So that's all you want to do is kind of clean that up. Now, the other thing that I do as soon as I get home with these is I put them on the back porch, and I will spend time watering them, making sure everybody has had a really good drink of water before I put them into the landscape, especially if they look wilted or traumatized. And y'all know what I mean by traumatized, because I know you've been in those clearance racks and there's some traumatized plants out there. But you want to take the time to water them really well. If you want to do fertilizer, I'm not going to do fertilizer right at this moment because I know that when I install these in the garden, I'm also going to be doing a fertilizer. Now, like this salvia does not look great. So one of the things I'm going to do, I'm going to look at the bottom. I'm going to remove any of these dead leaves that are just hanging around the base of the plant, just to allow the soil to breathe. I'm also going to come in here and I'm going to cut back the blooms above a set of 2 leaves, just to allow this guy some fresh growth, so he doesn't have to concentrate on any flowers right now. He can just focus on putting on new growth and turning into an absolutely beautiful plant. So simple, easy to take care of these plants. I know a lot of y'all are way more adventurous than me, and you probably buy plants that are at the brink. I always look for some that are at least 50% salvageable. Like I want to make sure that they have, at least 50% green. They've got some new growth in some places, and I just kind of want to focus on them and make sure that I can do something with them. So I think that that is really important as well. So you can see I've cleaned up that salvia already. It looks a ton better. Okay, so that is my breakdown. So I've got multiple projects. This guy's going to go in a planter. We're going to be putting this guy out in the back troughs area. The same with the coleus. I'll actually probably do a video with these. The boxwoods are going to be a fun topiary project that I'm excited about doing. This is a container project right here that I'm looking forward to. And then, of course, this set of coneflowers plus the salvia. So these are my perennials right here for another project. I'm really excited. I think clearance plants is a great opportunity for people to get in there and maybe get some things that you hesitated to get earlier in the season. I think this kind of gives you an opportunity to go in there and maybe try a few things out with less guilt if those things don't happen to make it in your garden. And so, yeah, this is a really fun way to go about that. I know that I'm typically on a budget, and for those of you on a budget, I think this is a great opportunity to check out a few things. And even if you're not on a budget, it's still, I mean, who doesn't like a sale on plants? I mean, that's just like Christmas for me. I absolutely love it. So anyway, that's all I do when I've got my clearance plants is, you know, bring them home, get them cleaned up a little bit, watered well. I have these guys in the shade for a little bit just to make sure that I give them an opportunity to take a breather after being on those sale racks. Typically, they're ignored pretty well on those sale racks, if y'all know what I mean. A lot of them don't get consistent water, which is a problem. And so this kind of gives you the opportunity to clean things up, allow them a breather, and then insert them into your garden. All right, you all, I hope you enjoyed today's clearance plant haul from Lowe's. I will update you as I do each of these videos and remind you that they were the clearance plants. If you have found some great deals in your area, drop it below. Let us know where you're seeing clearance plants. Let us know where you're seeing sales at this time of the year so that we can all go partake of them. As always, she's a mad gardener or decorator or anything else that she wants to be. Thanks, y'all. Ooh, I forgot to say, as always, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you know when my latest videos are up. And make sure you check me out on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.